So Prakriti, because it is used in different contexts, and I want to clarify here once and forever that what exactly we mean, in what context we use at different places. So one is the nature of Prakriti is our true self. Because this is a question that people ask, that so at the time of birth, Janma Prakriti, our dosha constitution at the time of birth, is that Prakriti or is that Vikriti? This question is asked. So I want to clarify here, if we are talking about the self beyond body, mind, then their physical properties don't apply. Those are more of the mental gunas. It is beyond doshas. So if we are talking about that true self, then dosha is not there. And that stage, if we have established in that stage, that is our Prakriti. Anything beyond that, even birth, is in a broad sense, is said as Vikriti. Does not mean it is imbalance. It is just that ultimate goal of established in enlightenment, total self-realization has not achieved yet. That's why we have to take human form. So that is Vikriti in that sense. It's not the same Vikriti as of dosha imbalance. We'll come to that just in a moment. Just wanted to clarify. So this is an experience and achieved through practice of meditation. Here we are talking about Prakriti in ultimate sense, reaching to that ultimate realization through meditation, only through meditation. Dosha balance only helps so that body does not have pain and it doesn't interfere for the realization and experience of total self. Okay, so this Prakriti experience is achieved through meditation. Anything out of this experience is physical and mental, and in philosophical sense called Vikriti. I explained that. This Vikriti doesn't mean that we will have symptoms of sickness. It's just that we are not realized, but it doesn't mean that we have sickness, because we are using word Vikriti, which is generally used for imbalance. It just means we haven't reached and established full realization, means enlightened. So just to clarify, word Vikriti used in different contexts, here it only means that we still have to cover the path of enlightenment or total self-realization, free from any doubts. Because if we have doubt, that means there is some Vikriti. Okay? So basis of this physical world, including human, animals, is 5 elements. I covered that, so I will not dwell too much on. But the way we know 5 elements, they are identified by their physical gunas. We call attributes. Now there are basically total 41 gunas, but out of those 20 are associated with doshas. Rest are for mind, for self. And then we are not covering that part. So 20 gunas, and they are 10 pairs. 20 properties, physical properties, and so there are 10 sets, that makes it 20. Now, to make it easy and understand easily and practice on day-to-day basis, I have actually simplified it into 8 properties, 4 sets. So like hot and cold, that's one set, right? But it makes 2 properties. So we will talk about dosha today in terms of 8 properties, which is 4 sets. Now here are those 8 properties that I am talking about. You might see in the books, in videos and everywhere 20 properties. Don't get confused that why I am saying 8 while there are 20. It is just to simplify. Other properties get into these 8 properties. Okay. So there are 8 properties: heavy, light, cold, hot, oily, dry, or we can also understand rough. Wherever there is dryness, there is roughness. Stable, mobile, or flow. Okay, so these are 8 properties. Through these 8 properties, we know the elements. As an example, say this table. So this table is hard, okay, and heavy. So that means it is more earthy or it is more kapha, right? That's how we can apply it. If we think in terms of popcorn, it's light. So that means it is more vata. It is more airy. So this is how we apply these qualities in our day-to-day basis. Cold and hot, oily, dry, stable and mobile. So Ayurveda for you, now this is the important point because I see that there are still questions rising from previous talks. So I want to tell you that I can give one lecture, but that does not solidify the knowledge that you have gained in this lecture in your experience. It is important that Ayurveda for you is ongoing learning and practice. The moment you miss that and you get engaged without awareness, Ayurveda is gone. As Guruji was telling, awareness every day, right? So you will learn and become confident and clear your doubts through 3 steps. Those 3 steps are perception of gunas through their effects. Perception of gunas through their effects. So you eat jerry, you perceive the taste, and you feel it. And then there is an effect. So perception is the first stage. And for that, you have to be awake. You cannot be lost doing something else and eating. You will not perceive it. So then you cannot observe the effect of that particular, the gunas in that particular food or the weather. Once the observation is there, then third stage is experience. What do you feel? Do you feel heaviness? Do you feel oiliness? Do you feel hot? Do you feel cold? Do you feel digestion slow? Do you feel digestion too acidic? All of these things are experience, which are the effects of the gunas. Whatever you consume in the form of food, but ultimately what is going in that is affecting is the gunas or properties in the food or the weather. Today it is very sunny and hot, so that's what your physical body and the doshas are going to experience and get affected, increase or decrease. So these 3 steps, very fundamental, happening in us anyway. But at one point of time, if you want to learn what food is affecting how, we have to have a full attention and awareness there. Sitting on the dining table, having food in front of us, 100% attention there. Then only these 3 steps will be covered, and then only you will observe the effect of everything that is going in on your dosha.